Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Boson. I'm here in my kitchen and today we're going to talk squash. It is October and it is fall squash time. Much as we love our zucchini squash and our yellow summer squash, it's winter squash time. So let's get started. So I just got through completing a Learn It Live class with 3 different squash recipes. You're welcome to go out and watch those. But I had one squash left, a Delicata squash. So I thought I would just show you and see how easy you can enjoy these beautiful Delicata squash. So first of all, don't let this Delicata squash frighten you. These are absolutely beautiful, and you could eat the skin. So one of kind of the terrors of eating a squash is, what do I do with the skin? Maybe like acorn squash, maybe you don't want to eat that skin. Maybe definitely on this spaghetti squash, we cook that and don't eat the skin. Butternut squash, not so much. But gosh, with this lovely variety of Delicata squash, you can eat the skin. Some of its cousins are sweet dumpling squash. So you see this lovely, rigid, this is only half of a squash, Delicata squash at your local grocery. Don't hesitate to give it a try. It's very, very easy to cut. You get these lovely rings. I mean, that's just beautiful. And so you can always just cut this out, cut the seed pit out, and then just use it as a ring. That's lovely. But you can also just, maintain the shape, okay? These nice little crescents with pretty little humps on them, and use them and roast them. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a little different technique. It's kind of a steam roast technique. And we're also going to enjoy it with fruit. So never think that you have to have a vegetable and a vegetable. You can always have, here comes my dog, click, 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 click. Enjoy it with some fruits and nuts. I mean, gosh, it doesn't have to be a vegetable. This dish is almost a dessert. But it makes a nice little side and a sweeter side because these are beautiful, soft, luscious, beautiful squash. So what we're going to do is just add, about a tablespoon of oil on a sheet pan, and some oil. I know oil and water don't mix, but actually what we're going to be doing is using the water to steam the squash and the apricots. We're going to put the apricots in there, and then allow the oil to brown them later. Just lay these in there. Okay, and I'm doing a small batch. This is a half of a squash. I don't want people, you can make squash for 12, that's fine, but then you're kind of stuck with squash for 12, and maybe you didn't like it. But, I like this dish because we're going to use several fruits to make it beautiful. This is actually in my cookbook, but I'm like, I got this squash left, I'll be generous, let me show you how to make it. Okay. Just drizzle on a little honey, almost out here. You're going to fast forward that video, okay? Little honey, and this is meadow foam honey that I'm using, so it's going to impart a kind of a fun taste to it, okay? It doesn't have to be totally coated because it's going to steam anyway. It's going to get all nice and drizzly. We'll put a little honey on that. Man, I'm not even going to salt and pepper it. I'm just going to let it steam. We want to salt it, we can do that at the end. While we're waiting on the squash, just very quickly, look at all these lovely squash that are available to us now. We've got this fantastic heirloom pumpkin. I'm going to be cooking a lot of pumpkin. We've got our spaghetti squash that I just did a class with on a nice, almost Turkish-style dish with a spicy red pepper sauce and some meatless crumbles. A red curry rouge, just beautiful, adorable. Your basic pie pumpkin, that's a little olive, a little oval shaped, and then a basic butternut squash. But look at this adorable, tiny, cute little, what are they calling this one? The honey nut squash, cord honey nut. So I think I'm going to play with this one and see if this cute little honey nut butternut squash You can eat the skin, I'll report back. And then I have this incredibly huge, they're called Gert squash. I picked it up in Cortez, Colorado at the farmer's market. It was twice as big. I actually cut it in half, put half of it in a steam mode on Instapot for 10 minutes, and it just steamed beautifully, and I have this lovely pulp. So I've got to do that with the other half. All right, so here we go. This is what we're looking for. Some fun little caramelized pieces of apricot. I should have checked them just a little bit sooner, but it's okay. And now we're just going to do this. Super easy. So here's what we have is a really beautiful yellow delicata squash that maintained its color. Caramelized, some caramelized apricots. I'm just going to put in some pecans, some honey roasted pecans. And for some color, I'm going to add in some pomegranates. So I love the contrast of the pomegranates and the orange of the apricots and the yellow of the delicata squash, and you get a little crunch from the pecans. I am going to add in, because I like, I'm just going to put one more little dose of honey, just so you can see the colors on white, which is always helpful. There you go. So sometimes you don't need a whole lot of side dish to have something refreshing. And don't forget these cute little delicata squash. When you look at them at the grocery store, like, what do I do with it? You can make a nice kind of sweet, tart, crunchy, fruity side to go with. Okay, if you're eating meat, that's cool. I hope you enjoyed today's video today, learning how to make something with those cute, adorable delicata squash. In the store, you'll have a beautiful, colorful dish, and just a side dish, maybe, you know, half a cup or a cup of beautiful vegetables to enjoy with whatever protein you're going to have, or grain or bean. I've served this over brown rice. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Go check out my other videos on squash, and stay healthy, eat more plants, eat less meat.